reverse engineer your truth. It's all self-awareness and then putting yourself in a position to succeed.
I mix patience with ambition and hope that I get gratitude. Other times I hope that I get Spanish chicks with attitude.
No, it's not easy telling your truth.
Fucking with it. Shit, ended up doing it. Let's see. Not bad. So, is that? I might leave it like that. I probably won't. I'll probably add a lot of... I don't know what I'm gonna add, to be honest. But, definitely gotta mix it and stuff. But that's it for tonight. I'm not working on that beat anymore. Been working on it for a minute. But I'm digging it. I'm digging it. So yeah, that's that for that. Let's see... I gotta go to bed soon. I got work tomorrow in the morning. Yeah. This is what I did most of the day, to be honest. I did this and I ate. But let's see. Fuck it. I'm gonna just finish it. I'm gonna try and see what I can do to finish this beat. Besides that, I just did a bunch of social media. And meditated, obviously, as usual. But that's that for now.
It's really good to be idealistic, but be prepared to be misunderstood. Anyone working on a big vision is going to get called crazy, even if you end up right. Anyone taking on a complex problem is going to get blamed for not fully understanding it, even though it's impossible to know everything up front. Anyone taking initiative will always get criticized for moving too fast, because there's always someone who wants to slow you down. In our society, we often don't take on big things because we're so afraid of making mistakes that we ignore all the things wrong today if we do nothing. The reality is, anything we do today is going to have some issues in the future. But that can't stop us from getting started. So what are we waiting for? It is time for our generation-defining great works. How about stopping climate change before we destroy the planet and getting millions of people involved, manufacturing and installing solar panels? How about curing all diseases and getting people involved by asking volunteers to share their health data, track their health data, and share their genomes? You know, today, our society spends more than 50 times as much treating people who are sick as we invest in finding cures so people don't get sick in the first place. It makes no sense. We can fix this. How about modernizing democracy so everyone can vote online? And how about personalizing education so everyone can learn? These achievements are all within our reach. Let's do them all in a way that gives everyone in our society a role. Let's do big things, not just to create progress, but to create purpose.
Real shit.
Every generation expands the circle of people we consider one of us. And in our generation, that now includes the whole world. We understand that the great arc of human history bends towards people coming together in ever greater numbers, from tribes to cities to nations, to achieve things that we could not on our own. We get that our greatest opportunities are now global. We can be the generation that ends poverty, that ends disease. and we get that our greatest challenges need global responses too. No country can fight climate change alone or prevent pandemics. Progress now requires coming together, not just as cities or nations, but also as a global community. But we live in an unstable time. There are people left behind by globalization across the whole world. And it's tough to care about people in other places when we don't first feel good about our lives here at home. There's pressure to turn inwards. This is the struggle of our time. The forces of freedom, openness, and global community against the forces of authoritarianism, isolationism, and nationalism. Forces for the flow of knowledge, trade, and immigration against those who would slow them down. This is not a battle of nations. It is a battle of ideas. There are people
Real
in every
shit,
country
man.
for more global connection, and there are good people against it. And this isn't going to be decided at the UN either. It's going to happen at the local level when enough of us feel a sense of purpose and stability in our own lives that we can start to open up and care about everyone else too. And the best way to do that is to start building local communities right now. We all get a lot of meaning from our communities. Who here's from Elliott House? How about Lowell? I know you guys found community because you literally live right on top of each other. And Mather? I'll just leave that there. Whether our communities are houses or sports teams, churches or a cappella groups, they give us that sense that we are a part of something bigger, that we are not alone. They give us the strength to expand our horizons. And that's why it's so striking that over the past few decades, membership in all kinds of communities has declined by as much as 1/4. That's a lot of people who now need to find a sense of purpose somewhere else. But I know that we can rebuild these communities and start new ones because many of you already are. I met Agnes Segoye, who's graduating today. Agnes, where are you? Agnes spent her childhood navigating conflict zones with human trafficking in Uganda, and now she's trained thousands of law enforcement officials to keep communities safe. I met Kayla Oakley and Neha Jain, graduating today too. Stand up, guys.
Bam. That was a good ass speech from Mark Zuckerberg. It's not often I see him give a speech or even appear in public. But yeah, man, what he was saying about the creating a global community, that's some real shit. And being against, like he said something about this is a battle between like knowledge and ideas and progress against authoritarianism and he said something else. I forgot exactly what he said, but basically it was saying like we're in a time where we're in a battle against, it's between progress and ideas and knowledge against authoritarianism and the conquest for power and expansion and basically the people trying to stop this progress, this unity. But he said it's more a battle of ideas, and it makes a lot of sense. ideas. It's conflicting ideas on what people believe is necessary or should be done in order to progress as a humanity. And I don't know how it's not self-evident that unity is the way. That unity and uniting as a humanity, how can you not see that's the way? That's the way we can all progress. Strength lies in unity, and the whole universe, the whole motherfucking world, Earth, and the universe works unified, works in harmony, works together. Without the sun, we wouldn't be here. Somehow, this Earth, this ball that we're all living on, is connected to the sun. Somehow. So, and then also, without the trees, we wouldn't even be able to breathe. And, it's a whole system, a whole process that a whole unified process and system that enables us to even be alive. That's how nature works. That's how the universe works, in unity. So, don't you think that the truth is more aligned with unity? That our progress is more aligned with unity? It's self-evident. And people just need to realize that if they unify, if they do what's necessary to be able to include somebody else as a part of them, the world would be a way better place. But for that, you gotta focus on yourself. You gotta make that a sustainable experience within yourself. Being able to experience life inclusively. And that to me means, elevating your own consciousness in order to elevating your perception to align with your truth. And once your perception is aligned with the truth, then it will be self-evident that yes, the world or the nature works unified and everything is interconnected, and you can include somebody else as a part of yourself. Obviously not physically, but experientially at a conscious level. It is possible. And not only is possible, it's already there. We just got to be able to see it. We just got to be able to realize it. And to realize it, we got to be able to focus on ourselves. And in order to reverse our conditioning, our beliefs and programming that we already have and that we've developed over the years through our cultural conditioning and through what we've learned, through all the lies that we've learned. And it's not necessarily done on purpose. At least I believe most of the world has not lied or lived a lie on purpose. They simply knew no better. And I think every single living being, whether they're an elite at the top of the food chain, whether it's the Rothschilds, whether it's the Rockefellers, whether it's any of those families, or whether it's a poor person in Africa, it's the same concept. Strength lies in unity, and if we're able to see that at an experiential level, we all have the same inner potential, inner capabilities to be able to align our perception with what truth is, to see life as it is and not as we think it is. We need to get out of our own way, let go and let God, as that saying goes. And what's that other saying? Ego is edging out God To me, what that means is that your own perception of yourself, your own perception your own perception of yourself is bigger than the truth, than the underlying truth in nature, the underlying truth of reality. Your own perception of yourself is bigger. Somehow, we've made it bigger than the underlying truth about nature and reality. Somehow. We got there. But in reversing those beliefs and that programming that we have through meditation, just consciousness work, spiritual work, what that really means to me, spirituality and doing consciousness work, it's all in pursuit of the truth. As that saying goes, the truth will set you free. Yeah, and Jesus tried to spread this message, and he got crucified for it. If that story is true, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I believe Jesus was real. Some people don't believe Jesus was real. I believe he was real. And he had a true message, a real message of truth to give. And he got crucified for it by ignorant people. And to this day, it's still the same battle. Truth versus ignorance. Only now the truth is spreading at a way faster pace, and it has spread already. There's a lot more people that know truth, or that are more in line with that truth than there was before. And the internet has been a big factor in spreading truth, and spreading awareness, spreading knowledge, and helping people find their way to this truth. Shit, if it wasn't for the internet, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be saying any of this shit that I'm saying. Because school didn't teach me shit. My family, they raised me. I had an amazing family. I have an amazing family, and they raised me well. But they didn't know any of this shit. I had to find out for myself. You know? And to this day, I remember when I first started talking about all these things, and I told my mom I wasn't religious, but I did see the truth in it. You know, at first we were kind of confused. You know, like, where the fuck are you getting all this? You know, like, who's teaching you? My dad asked me, like, who are you learning from, or who's teaching you this stuff? As if somebody was trying to brainwash me. Like, nah, this is my own research. This is my own pursuit of the truth, or what the truth is. And I've been relentless in my pursuit. I've gotten lost in the past. At first, you know, I was lost, and I delayed my pursuit, doing whatever, you know, seeking pleasure, or just, you know, being distracted, allowing myself to get distracted, different things. But I found my way, and that's what I want for everybody. I can't say that everything I did was necessary, because I know that certain parts of my life I could have done better. I could have done better to work on myself, to work on my vision. But at the same time, if I didn't make these mistakes, I wouldn't have known that wasn't the way, that didn't work. So yes, I do believe that a lot of those detours that I took were necessary, only to teach me what the right way was. You know? And yeah, man. Create awareness in your life. If you fall off the path, even if I fall off the path, I know how to get back. My intuition is my GPS. And that's the realest shit right there. Just live in the truth, and everything else will happen. it's fucking true. Because everything else is your own mental construct, is your own beliefs. If you're living in the truth, then you're getting out of your own way, literally. And it's an amazing journey. It's an amazing process, and an amazing realization that it's on you. That if you trust yourself and you just live in the truth and you harness that intuition of yours and sharpen that and just live with that, it's an amazing realization that if you focus on that, then everything else will happen. Everything else will work out. Everything else will work itself out. Reminds me of that Joey Badass quote, or that part of his verse where he says, I'm living in the now. I'm letting the future figure me out. When I heard that, I was like, God damn, this nigga shit. Fuck that shit up, man, with the truth. Joey Badass is on some shit. A lot of artists try to talk about this truth in their own way, you know? We all have our own perception of the truth, so in that way it is our truth. But there's only one truth, the underlying, what I mean by one truth is the underlying truth about reality or the way nature works. But our perception of that is our truth. But aligning yourself with that truth and achieving a more accurate perception of what that truth is, that's what it's all about. That's where the magic is. That's where the real magic is. And that's what everybody should be pursuing. Because the alternative, as I said before, is to live a lie. Who wants to live a lie? You might enjoy it today for a few hours, but the lie is always gonna be, the lie will always drop you back down. Like it will never sustain your happiness. Sooner or later, you're gonna realize that living this lie is a miserable way to live. It's living with brakes on. It's living in stagnation. That's no way to live. The way to live is to evolve to your fullest potential. Because why not? You know? Like, shit. If it's there for you to harness, for you to manifest, what are we waiting for, guys? Let's create awareness. Slow down. Reflect on what needs to happen. Create self-awareness and reflect on what we really want out of life. Not what our ego tells us we want out of life. Not what we want momentarily, but what we really want in the big picture of life. And then pursue that intuitively, you know? Adapt intuitively and follow your intuition at all times and just go. Just get that. And yeah, just follow your intuition, man. If you're able to do that and live in the truth, everything else will happen. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, because that's really all there is to it. So yeah, take this message to heart, because it's real. What I'm talking about is real. And I'm not just saying this for myself, you know, from my own experience, but from every single other successful or spiritual person or happy person that I've learned from. They all talk about the same fundamentals. I'm not here just talking shit. I'm telling you what I've learned from all the fucking people I've researched and learned from and watched online and obviously from my own experience. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Hope y'all enjoy this one. Once again, speaking my truth. I'm gonna keep on doing it because that's all I can do. I can only give you my real. Anything else will be going against my integrity. And that's something I won't allow myself to do. Peace out, y'all.
Intuition, that's the rhythm that I'm grooving with. Tell me what's your energy. Show me what you're moving with. I ain't new to this. Don't be stupid.
The only real revolution happens right inside of you. I said what good is taking over when we know what you gon' do. The only real revolution happens right inside of you.